Good evening, everyone. Would this regular school board meeting of the Osseo Area School Board please come to order? It is Tuesday, November 21st, 2017, and the time is 6:03 p.m. Seated before you tonight is Director Fortner, Director Douglas, Director Ostafi, myself, Director Gerhardt, Director Jim Burgett, Director Craig, and Superintendent of Schools, Kate McGuire. Would you all please rise for the pledge?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Board members, before you tonight is the agenda as printed. Are there any additions to the agenda? Hearing none, I would move to accept the agenda. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Director Douglas. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? With that, the agenda is accepted. Next up on our agenda is going to be audience opportunity to address the school board. Our first, before we do this, we have our guidelines that I like to read. In the interest of community engagement, the Osseo School Board provides an opportunity for members of the audience to address the board as follows. Anyone who wishes to address the board must complete a speaker card and submit it to the school board chair prior to the start of the meeting. The speaker cards are available on the public information table by the meeting handouts. Once audience opportunity to address the school board has begun, no additional cards will be accepted. The board chair or designee will call on each speaker who has submitted a speaker card, first calling on those addressing an item included in the current agenda, followed by those addressing topics not on the current agenda. Speakers will be called in the following order: students, parents, guardians of students, district employees, district residents, and all others. When called upon, please state your name and topic. All remarks should be addressed to the board as a whole, not to any specific members or to any person who is not a member of the board. If more than 3 individuals have organized to speak on the same topic, please designate a spokesperson so you can summarize the issue. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Longer time may be granted at the discretion of the board chair. During this agenda item, normally not to exceed 20 minutes, subject to the discretion of the chair, the board and administration will listen to comments, ask clarifying questions if needed, and respond when appropriate. The board chair may delegate responsibility to the superintendent or the superintendent's designee to follow up with the speaker within a few days following the meeting. Comments and interactions between board members and the public are expected to be respectful, courteous, professional, and civil. The board chair will be responsible for ensuring that interaction meets these standards and will disallow inappropriate interaction. In particular, speakers may not address criticism toward an individual district employee. Such concerns should be directed privately to the employee's supervisor or higher level administrator. Personnel concerns should be directed to individuals in the following order: building principal, executive director for human resources, assistant superintendent, superintendent, and finally in writing to the school board. And with that, we do have probably more cards than we'll be able to accommodate in 20 minutes, but they are in a variety of topics, so I would expect that unless the rest of the board objects, we'll probably be going slightly over the 20-minute guideline, just because we do have a wide variety of topics. So first up tonight would be Anna Dodery.
Hi, I'm Anna Doherty. I'm a parent in the school district. I'm a staff member at Brooklyn Middle School, and I'm also a union member for Education Minnesota Osseo.
I'm Dana Trout. I'm a teacher at Brooklyn Junior. I'm the STEAM curriculum integration specialist. I've taught in the districts for 42 years, along with Kate, and I'm a union member.
Hi, I'm a taxpayer, a parent, guardian. I'm also a staff member at Brooklyn Middle STEAM School. I'm the technology integration specialist and also a resident of Maple Grove.
What's your name?
Oh, Shannon.
Okay.
Thank you.
We just wanted to share with you some awesome stuff at our school real quick. So Dana's going to start off by sharing some demographics, and then we're going to show a video that our wonderful students put together for you.
Yep. It's not very often you get to be passionate and share about our school, and anytime I get a chance, I try to do that as much as possible. A little bit about Brooklyn Middle School. We've got a little over 1,013 students. Our diversity, as you can see on the overhead here, we're 42% Black, 27% Asian, 20% white. And our students saw various board minutes and stuff like that. They saw a presentation by Fair Oaks and other schools, and they said, we can do that. So we want to show that the video that our students put together, they did all the scripting themselves and stuff like that, and wanted to share the awesome things that we're doing at Brooklyn Middle School with you guys.
Hi, I'm Lori Fowley.
I'm Simon Marino.
And I'm Mila Folks, and we are 8th grade students at BMS STEAM School. We feel that Brooklyn Middle School has provided us with many great opportunities that have inspired and prepared us for our future, and we wanted to share those experiences with you.
Robotics is one of 28 after-school activities that 812 students at our school participate in that are run by teachers, staff, and community members that are available through the Targeted Services 21st Century Grant received from Community Education. In 6th grade, I joined the Lego League team where I learned about code and competed in tournaments with the robot we built and created code for. My experience at BMS gave me the foundation in competence and coding and robotics to now be part of Park Center Robotics High School team. We have built 2 robots so far and will be competing in tournaments soon. Another example I really wanted to share with you is Math Counts, which is another after-school program to enhance your mathematical skills to better prepare you for high school. During Math Counts, we learned how to solve many-stepped equations within a certain amount of time. As a team, we went to a competition at St. Cloud State University where we competed against other schools for prizes and titles like the smartest school. After the competition, we got to tour the campus and explore the creative STEAM things the school had to offer. I can't wait to tour more universities to find which robotics team I will be a part of at the college level.
iEngineer is a technology group made up of 6th through 8th graders run in collaboration with the STEAM Technology Integration Specialist and started up 2 years ago. This group has given me the confidence to lead our school with different types of technology, like digital breakout, which is a challenge designed for students to figure out clues to unlock many different locks in order to break out of the box. Not only have I led and participated in breakouts, but have created my own to share with the class. Besides breakouts, over the last couple of years, our iEngineer group has focused on brainstorming ideas for our passion projects to present at the STEAM Creativity Fair that occurs in the spring. Some of our passion projects included using the robots Sphero and Ollie to program them through a maze, 3D printing, and using the invention toolkit Makey Makey to design instruments and games. I've also worked one-on-one with mentoring students and staff with their technology needs. Our iEngineer group has also enjoyed hosting after-school sessions for staff to learn about different apps and websites to try out in their own classroom.
Because of our one-to-one technology initiative, my teachers are able to incorporate self-paced learning into our curriculum through Schoology. This individual learning provided to us at BMS lets students learn more comfortably at their own pace. I love self-paced learning because it makes me feel good about how fast I go, and I'm not always comparing myself to other students. Digital learning also gives chances to students that finish their work quickly to be able to explore our STEAM value-added standards more in depth. I've enjoyed being able to have choices and freedom with my learning because it differentiates to my needs. One of my favorite projects was completing the Strike It Rich project because it was fun to collaborate with my teammates and listening to others' ideas. We have also been able to show off our learning and dive deeper into standards through choice boards, which are amazing opportunities at the end of units where students have the freedom to choose what they want to make for their project and display their achievements. These projects, like the Southeast Asia Art Gallery I recently participated in for Global Studies, has inspired me to take on leadership roles within my school and pursue numerous challenges such as honors and AP classes in high school next year.
BMS has a strong partnership with Boston Scientific, led by our STEAM Curriculum Integration Coordinator, which allows us many opportunities to participate in field trips within our community, like checking out the labs at the Boston Scientific facilities. Members from our community also come to school for our brown bag lunches. During the brown bag lunches, we do fun and exciting activities that teach us about STEAM jobs while we eat pizza.
The teachers and staff at Brooklyn Middle School are amazing and are always inspiring and preparing us with confidence, courage, and competence to achieve our dreams, contribute to the community, and engage in a lifetime of learning. We'd like to invite you to come and check out our awesome school as we do at BMS. Make sure you come find us when you visit. We would love to give you a tour.
Thank you very
Bye. Thanks for watching.
Hi, I'm Ori Fowley.
I'm Simon Marino.
Contact the administration. We'll put you in on, a regular presentation, so you don't have to worry about the 3-minute, conflict or constraints and things like that. And Dana, was that your card also? Okay, all right, thank you. All right. Next up, we have Jack Klaesges. Sorry if I got that wrong.
My name is Jack Klaesges, and I live in the Candlewood area in Brooklyn Park. And I'm retired, and I've been a volunteer at Zanewood School for around 14 years, tutoring 1st, 3rd, 5th, and 6th grade when we had it there in reading and math. In the last couple of years, we've had a few problems, but this past year, we have, tutoring in the 1st grade class, we have like a quarter of the students just run around, they lay down, they cry. A student took scissors and poked it at people. They climb on tables. And being there to help, how can I help a kid learn to read when somebody is running around, crying, climbing on tables? I mean, it's impossible to help them in their reading skills. And the teacher, how can she possibly handle 3 different groups of kids when a quarter of them are doing whatever they want? And so my big thing is, I think we should get some people over there that can help them. There's obviously some pretty serious problems if you're poking scissors at kids and climbing on tables. So that's why I'm here. That's why I feel that they really need some help over there. I see it's engaged in a lifetime of learning. It's really impossible or extremely difficult to learn with that going on in the classroom. And I mean, a teacher, how can she control 3 groups of kids learning at different stations and then have this going on in the classroom? A closing comment, back in the 80s, there was a couple of brothers, the Berrigan brothers were priests, and they made a comment that no one kid is any more important than any other one kid. I really believe that. I got 7 kids, and my kids are all gone, and I enjoy going to Zanewood. I worked with some wonderful people there, and I love the kids, and so I really think these kids need the help, and I really encourage you to see what you can do to find out why that's happening. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Dr. McGuire, I'd just like to ask you to have somebody follow up on that one. Thank you. All right, our next speaker for the night is Kevin Anderson.
Not sure what level this should be at.
You're fine.
Good evening. My name's Kevin Anderson. I live in Maple Grove. I have 4 children. The oldest 2 are in 1st and 2nd grade at Cedar Island Elementary. I've had the opportunity to volunteer at the school through the Art Adventure program, through popping popcorn, going on field trips. I've also had the opportunity to volunteer with the District Planning Advisory Council. During that experience last year, I got to look at numbers in how disparities persisted in school after school along racial lines. Last year, we made some recommendations to transform staffing to better support high-need schools, to help ensure that the district established culturally responsive strategies and provide training and support to staff, among other recommendations. I know that you guys hear those recommendations and are working to put them into action, and I really do appreciate that. And I know I'm not telling you anything new, but the schools on the eastern side of the district are failing more kids than the schools on the western side of the district. And I also know that if these schools were the schools that my kids were attending, I would probably be more heavily invested in finding solutions to those problems. I guess I'm probably just selfish that way, but this goes beyond me caring about schools that my kids aren't necessarily going to. My kids are going to schools in this district, and this district has been increasingly paying lip service to equity work while cutting programs that support or that are designed to support that effort. The district touts it on its webpage, the 80 different languages spoken in the community. It publicly acknowledges the importance of a global community in preparing kids to live in a diverse society. But at the same time, the board is ignoring calls to even consider having representation on the board that might reflect the diversity of the community.
30 seconds.
Now, I don't think that any of you have any ill will towards any student or group of students in the district. But the reason I'm up here tonight is because it's not about you or me. It's about trying to have a responsive board that represents the different communities and the different schools that are in the communities. We're a lot more diverse than just Maple Grove.
Time.
And I would really like to see it change. So thank you.
Our next speaker is Tanya Simons. Welcome.
Good evening. My name is Tanya Simons, and I live in Brooklyn Park. And I'm here because of the organized effort to call for local representation. And I'm here to say that it's time that we acknowledge that local representation is on the board because Brooklyn Park voted our members in. And it's time to call out the myths and the lies, frankly, that are being told in my community. In 2014, Brooklyn Park's top 3 vote receivers are sitting on this board. In 2016, 2 of the top 3 vote receivers in Brooklyn Park are sitting on this board. Brooklyn Park has a strong and a loud voice, and it's represented here. Unfortunately, some of the members in my district have decided that that will of the people does not matter, that the only representation that counts is the color of people's skin. And I'm here to say that this needs to stop and that we need to have these myths and these lies brought to light. Brooklyn Park is very diverse, and we have exercised that diversity, including our diversity of thought in electing members to the school board that we felt best represented the solutions and the ideas that we wanted implemented for our kids. Yes, we are facing educational equity gaps, and I applaud the board's innovative efforts, including your partnership with Metro State, to make changes to this. I also applaud the school board's efforts to actually require results from the initiatives and the programs that are put in place. We can't keep doing the same thing, and I see that this board is making changes to do things that are different. If we are spending our residents' taxpayer dollars on programs and initiatives that are not closing the gap, we need to pivot and we need to change. And I'm thankful and I appreciate that the board is doing so. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next speaker for the night is Galilee. Welcome.
Good evening, everyone. I am a junior at Park Center, and I do full-time PSEO at the University of Minnesota. I'm here today to tell my story as a student and my experiences in the district. Throughout the years, I've moved a lot, and this is the longest I've ever stayed in district since the 6th grade. I've come a long way, and I've had great opportunities here, especially with PSEO. In the past couple of years, I implemented Hmong classes at my high school, and I talked to a lot of parents and families, and they were very, very happy. I go back today to go check on the students, and they feel that they have a voice. They feel that the things that they do matter, and I'm very, very proud to be able to do that for students. And I'm here today to do that on behalf of the student body, for the students at Park Center and other schools in Brooklyn Park. In my political science class at the University of Minnesota, I've learned a lot about representative democracy. And I feel like this is what the United States is about. This is what our school board and system should mirror. This is what we are taught in school to respect and to engage in. It is not put into to use for the benefit of us students. One area can't represent a majority. I respect that you're working hard and making changes every day for students and for the parents, especially for those who are coming up here to talk about their problems or things that they want to address to all of you. I see that. But I also see that the centralized power is a lack of representation from all areas, and it can't not compensate for every community of people. There has to be a compromise of some sort. There is a give and take relationship for every for the benefits of the students. We must consider that. And a quote from Mayor Jeffrey Lund is, "Worse than having fights is not having fights because people are unaware." I'd rather have people's viewpoints at the table and we have a good fight. And I definitely agree with that. I want to see the generations after me and the generations after them to have the system work for the students, not against them. That was the initial intent for the school board, to inspire and prepare all students with the competence, courage, and confidence to achieve our dreams, contribute to the community, and engage in a lifetime of learning. Pride is what Park Center teaches us. It stands for participate, respect, inspire, do the right thing, and excel. And I feel that if we are able to apply this to not only the students, but to the parents and the school board, we can establish so much more. It is essential to listen and to respect each other. I've reviewed a lot of the school board meeting videos in the past, and I'm not very happy with the way that things turn out between the parents.
30 seconds remain.
Between the parents and the school board. The economy and society in the world is always going to be changing. In order to flow coherently, it is best to adapt and assimilate for the benefit of the students as the world blossoms in front of them. Park Center robotics team has a lower budget than it does for Maple Grove, and a lot of Maple Grove's equipment has been stored at Park Center, as well as the Asian Club. They don't get funded for the Asian New Year that they throw every year, and they want to bring the community together, as well as the Latino Club. They made a beautiful mural, and I don't know if anybody got to see that. I know that I'm only a student, and there's only so much that I know. And I believe that if we split the school board by geography, or if we represent the students, and let the students know that they have a voice, things can change. I want compromise and to be presented in public, maybe to even increase the seats on the school board, to show that there is another change that's going to happen, to ensure that students that they have a voice. When board members are elected, think about the students, not about the taxpayers or the funds. I don't care about that. I only care about what's going to happen to the students. It's students who pave the future for the community. We should have a voice in what the school board decides and does, especially since the parents aren't enough to prove that. It's very hard to look up when we're always looked down on. I'd always think to remember pride in what I've learned in school, and then in this district, I've had such a good experience, and I respect every one of you who are here on the board. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Lucien Freetea.
Good evening, everyone. I am a parent, and I stand here today with other parents and community leaders to respectfully ask you that henceforth, members of the school board should be elected through geographical representation, representative of the communities they will be serving. I live in Maple Grove. As a parent of African heritage who is passionate about creating safe and healthy environment for students, I have had experiences that were of grave concern to me that made me wonder if my community is investing its resources in activities that create values in their educational goals. For example, I received an email from the school district informing me that my child I put on the bus to go to school every morning is having over 100 instances of absences from school. It was unsettling for me. Why should a child who is present in school be reported absent? What is the underlying cause of such dysfunction that would trigger such false and damaging report on an unsuspecting child? I just want to ask you, would you be offended that a parent like myself who received such a call will want to partner with you to better the learning experience of their child? Would you be offended that a parent like me whose child was sent out of the school building in winter because he didn't have a late bus pass would want to partner with you to have a better learning environment for their child? How can we open up channels of communication that will establish a better relationship between the parents and the school board so we can actually engage in meaningful discussions about the issues that affect the children that we have entrusted in your care? How do we as a school district intend to succeed when we approach 56% of our school population as a problem and not part of the solution? How would we as a school district intend to succeed if some of the people that we rely on as leaders have normalized the abuse of parents on social media? If all of us here sitting can overlook such a public disrespect and abuse of parents by one of our own, many parents like myself who have entrusted our children in the hands of the school board, we are wondering, who have we entrusted our children's education to?
30 seconds remain.
If you at the top can do that, then you have implicitly permitted everybody else to do that to anybody. And what kind of learning environment are we creating for our 56% of the student population? And how do we think it's affecting the other 44% of the students? Do you think you have earned the trust and confidence of 56% of the student population whose parents were insulted on social media, or the parents of those 56%, that you are working in their best interest? If I had a designated representative on the school board, wouldn't it have been easier for me to channel my concerns through them rather than coming here? Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to ask the administration to follow up on some of these concerns, especially the absences. And our final speaker for the night is Robert Marvin.
What was his name? Robert.
Welcome.
Hi, my name is Robert Marvin. I'm from Brooklyn Center. We have a number of residents here who are also from Brooklyn Center. People haven't been talking about Brooklyn Center so much in terms of Osseo school districts, but Osseo school districts has Brooklyn Center. I ran for Minnesota Senate back in 2016. My wife ran for Minnesota House 2016, also Minnesota House in 2014. And we have a representative government, and I know we don't necessarily have a member on the school board right now from Brooklyn Center, but we believe that these people represent us. Just like if you talk about state senators and stuff like Al Frank and Amy Klobuchar, I think we generally believe that the people that we elect represent everybody, and if we believe that this should change, then you should be out working to vote your area that's not getting one in there. The reason I came to this meeting was I had some concerns with the people who showed up last time, and one person in particular, but they're showing up and they're being disruptive and they're putting stuff on their face and so forth. My household is primarily minority. My wife's Chinese. I got 3 kids. We're considered an 80% minority household. A number of these people have actually been to my house. We've had meetings with the superintendent in the past. My guess is she remembers. Maybe not. I don't know. That was a while ago. But in any event, we feel that the school board represents us But these people who are being disruptive, like back in 2000, there's some of this, I'm not saying those people specifically, one of them kind of, but the disruptive behavior, my wife is a minority person, and she ran for House in Minnesota in 14. Our house got egged 9 times. One of these people is allegedly by minority people being a participant that was cutting down all of our lawn signs. And when you get people, and you're getting people who are being disruptive, and I'm not saying all of them are like that, but you got to be kind of careful. You got to be kind of careful about being, thuggery and so forth. And you have to be careful about it. Yeah. And so what I'm trying to say is, that's one of the reasons why I came here, was to basically state that I think you got to be careful. I'm not saying you guys today are being disruptive at all, but I think it's important to be, to be careful, and I also think, trying not to, anyway, that's what I'm trying to say, is I'm trying to say that I think that the people who are elected represent us.
30 seconds remain.
And whenever you feel like, if you feel like somebody isn't representing you, then what, you can protest, sure. But what you should do is you should try to get people out there to, do drives to get people to, elect who you want to have elected. And that's the part of the process of republics. Yeah. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next up on our agenda for tonight is the consent agenda. I'll make a motion to accept the consent agenda.
Second.
Seconded by Director Douglas. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? With that, the consent agenda is approved, 6-0. And that brings us to adjournment. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second by Director Fortner. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? And with that, we are adjourned at 6:35 p.m. Thanks, everyone.